Hello everybody, this is Jasmina, and in this video I'm going to talk about some more symbolic stars. These are miscellaneous ones. I'm not putting them into any particular category. Sometimes there's some of these stars that are mixed in nature that can be good, can be bad, depending on this or that. Some are hard to categorize. They just don't seem to really fall into a clear group. And there are some that I just plain missed when I was going through the other groupings, like for relationships and so forth. Now, these are the ones that are included in this slide or in this video, and we'll just go through them. So the first one is the external peach blossom. This character here means outside, and this is often called outside the wall peach blossom. And of course, these two characters are peach blossom. And these people are not very faithful in a marriage, but they tend to really enjoy their life. And that's not necessarily terrible. So just know that if your spouse has this and you're not in an open marriage, you probably will end up disappointed. So just be aware of that. Or if you have this, make sure your spouse is okay with an open marriage, because you are much more likely to cheat. And you don't necessarily mean to, you just get into a situation where things happen. And, I'm not making a judgment here. Open marriage is fine if both partners are okay with it. So a day branch is the point you want to look at. So you find your day animal here, and you see whether or not you have one of these 4 animal signs. So this is the rooster, the horse, the rabbit, and the rat. Now these are the 4 cardinal directions, and they just repeat: rooster, horse, rabbit, rat. And so that's just the way it is. I don't know why. They never really explain why it's like this, but these are the rules, confirmed in many different places. Then there's something that is called the 10 evils defeat, and this one was pretty confusing because it sounds more like a date selection, but I don't think it is. And these days, all 10 of these days, if you have one of these day pillars and you only look at your day pillar, you don't look anyplace else, if you have this combination as a day pillar, that is a wood dragon or a wood snake, so forth, then all of these days I think are not good days for you to travel. That's the way I understand it. But it is not abundantly clear if that's the case. But they're talking about these days. So if you have a wood dragon as your day pillar, maybe you don't choose a wood dragon day for travel. And it also says it's not good for celebrations, because maybe your birthday cake may set something on fire. That would be the idea. But it also says if you have both the heavenly virtue and the moon virtue, both of them together in your chart, then you don't have to worry about these days. So, but that's somewhat rare, but it can happen. So this is the information out there. That's the best that I can say. So for people who don't have one of these day pillars, I don't think these days are bad for travel or celebration. It's only people that have one of these that possibly all of these 10 days could be negative. So most people don't have to worry about this. Now, Doni Luan, if you remember what this character is, this is that mythical phoenix-like bird. These people can fall in love quite easily, but that's not good for marriage, and their relationships don't tend to last. So they just keep falling in love with different people on a regular basis. So again, we're going to look at your day pillar, and a lot of these actually are day pillar based. We have the wood tiger, the wood snake, fire horse, and so forth. There's only 9. There's not 10. So that's the way it is. Then we have something called literally expensive day. I mean, this is day, this is expensive. With this kind of personality, which, I mean, the name is just really weird, but for what they describe. This is a personality that is usually very warm, very trustworthy. So back in the day, they were, and they also have to be smart. They were able to get blessings and have nobility. So nobility was a big deal back then, but basically now it means a high level of income from work. So you're you have what it takes to become very successful in a job today. That's what that means. And there's only four, so this is pretty rare. Again, it's your day pillar. And I haven't had any so far, you know, and in fact, I don't think I have any of these stars at all that are in this whole slide. There might be one, and I will note it if there is. But, you know, this is a pretty good one. You're more likely to be quite successful if you happen to have this. Now, it also might mean that you do spend a lot of that money, but you probably still are successful and stable in your life with a decently high income. Now, day virtue. This is akin to the heavenly virtue and the monthly virtue, but this is day. And of course, it is weaker because it's only day. But again, because you're a charitable person, you're a kind person, you get help when you need it. It works just like the heaven virtue and the month virtue. It's just a bit weaker. And so here, again, we're looking at your day pillar, and there's only 5 of those. I don't have any of these either. Then we have the 6 elegant days. This describes a person who is delicate either emotionally, physically, or health-wise. They don't really, it could be any one of those. That's my impression. But they're smart. They like to get new, information, so they're knowledgeable people, and they're usually quite talented at something. And so they can gain fame and success pretty easily. And again, you look at your day pillar, and so here are 6 of them. Again, I don't have any of them, but this one is a pretty good one to have if you have it, and I hope somebody out there does, because if you're not already doing well, you're missing something that you can take advantage of and really improve your life. Now, the traveling horse. These people are often busy. They travel a lot. They just find jobs that involve a lot of travel, or they enjoy going overseas and really seeing different places. They're usually quite good to deal with tourism. They are suitable to work in that kind of field because they're interested in other places. And also just in general, they're good at long distance travel. They do it a lot. They can handle it. And this gives them opportunities. This long distance travel is what makes their life or livelihood more successful. So this one, you have to look at both your day and your year branch. So those are your animal signs. And you see whether or not you have one of these animal signs someplace else in your chart. So this is tiger, pig, monkey, and snake. Now these are the growth animals. And again, it repeats: tiger, pig, monkey, snake. So this is fairly common, this repeating pattern of 4. And they're usually the animal sign that is in the same. It's like the 4 growth, or the 4 cardinal, or sometime the 4 earth, or graveyard, or tomb, or storage, whichever one you want to call it. That one has a lot of names, but they're the earth animals. So these just happen to be the growth animals. So, and that, is kind of indicative of travel and a lot of movement and changes. So I think that's why this is how it works. Now, if you have other symbolic stars you wish to know more about, let me know both the Chinese name, and I mean the Chinese characters, and the English name for that star. The English name is useless, absolutely useless, but I would like to have the English name so that I can tell people that have it listed in English what it is. The Chinese characters must be clear enough so that I can read each stroke, so I can reproduce the character when I do a search, because you have to search in Chinese to find the information about these symbolic stars. There's only a handful that are in English, and I have expanded that number by quite a bit with this set of videos. They're just basically not out there in English. So that's why I need the Chinese character, and I need to be able to reproduce it so that I can search properly. Now, I might not always be able to discover the rules for it, especially if it's one of these stars that is fairly minor, but I should be able to tell you a little bit about what that star means to your life. And I'm open, you know. Emailing may be easier, but you can try to do that as a comment. I don't know how well the Chinese characters go into a comment. So, but I think I've seen one. So I think you can do that. So if you can capture it, you can probably paste it into a comment. So, but again, I need both the Chinese name that is in characters and the English name. So that's it. This is the last one of these until I get more requests for other stars. And I'll keep looking. There may be some that I will find on my own, but I really did quite a thorough search, and I think I've got most of the important ones. But again, thank you guys for watching.